All right, we're back on the Screen Team, and we're getting ready to review a movie that came out last spring. It is the Power Rangers. Of course, if you're familiar with the TV show, they decided to make a motion picture movie on it, a more updated version of the film. And to help us review it, to help us give us all the details, we've got Kyle. And Kyle, am I correct in saying that you are a Power Rangers nut?
Not as much as some of my other friends, but I do have the first two seasons, all 60 episodes, on my laptop, so I might be. Plus, we have Turbo, a Power Rangers movie on VHS sitting next to me.
Wow. Okay, maybe you're not a nut. Maybe you are slightly, maybe you're like a raisin or something. I don't. What's not a nut?
Um, Dang it, you know what? Nothing comes to mind because I don't have to work today, so my brain therefore doesn't have to work. Fun fact, I was not allowed to watch the TV show as a kid.
You weren't?
My mom thought it was stupid and hokey, not understanding at the time that the majority of the footage was spliced from the original 70s Japanese show called Super Sentai. So it was cheaply made. That's why it looked the way it did. I had to go to my friends' houses to watch Power Rangers and play with all the toys. I never got any of that stuff.
See, I did not know that. You're throwing some knowledge on me, man. I had no idea that it was spliced from an old TV show. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, the original Power Rangers show called Super Sentai started in 1975. Power Rangers has been around for 42 years.
Wow, did not know that. So who was your favorite Power Ranger? Mine was the Green Ranger. Who did you like?
Well, naturally it was the Green Ranger, you know. I mean, the Dragon Zord, the Dragon Dagger. One of my friends, that's actually his text ringtone is the tune that plays summoning the Dragon Zord. I liked him. Plus, you know, he's a really cool dude in real life. And when he became the White Ranger, he had a talking sword. Awesome.
All right, Kyle. So White Rangers and Green Rangers and talking swords aside, we've got this new Power Rangers movie that came out in the spring of this year, and I didn't get a chance to see it. I'm definitely going to be on my list to watch. But I'm curious. When I heard they were going to make this movie, I was like, nah, I don't think so. I'm not into this. But I saw the first trailer, and the first trailer, I was like, wow, yeah, I might be on board for this. What were your thoughts seeing the trailers when it came out, and what were your thoughts when you actually got to see the movie?
The trailers, they caught my attention because I'm just like you. First off, I'm thinking, these Power Rangers as it is, you know, the original movie which came out back in 95 has that hokey charm. Basically, you got the television show and a movie in a motion picture format. This one, though, it was a complete reboot, and I was really impressed visually. Of course, I was worried about who they got to play all the roles and all the Rangers and everything else. But I definitely had hope when I saw that first trailer. I'm thinking, this could be, I'll give this a chance. Yeah, I was a little excited.
So the basic plot is we've got these four or five students. They're high school students. They're kind of, I don't want to say the outcasts, but they all kind of meet in like detention. It's almost like a Breakfast Club kind of scenario, right?
Yeah, it's weird that way, and I did appreciate that they borrowed from such a classic. But, you know, they are kind of, you know, the withdrawn students from everybody else in high school. But, yeah, they're all brought together by this being. For those of you who used to watch the television show Zordon, if you remember, he was a talking head in a floating tube. I can't describe that any better. I really can't. But the cool part is, for me, is Zordon is voiced by Bryan Cranston or Walter White to a generation of people. I thought that was really cool.
All right, so you got Bryan Cranston as Zordon, and what did you think about the actors and actresses that got to play the Power Rangers? Did you like their performances?
Yeah, and the thing is, I had to separate my preconceived notions and memories of what Power Rangers used to be, the Mighty Morphin show, and I had to put those aside and give these new performers a fair shake. I thought they did a pretty good job with the new material they were given, and I didn't really have too many complaints. You know, I wasn't familiar with any of their work prior to. Some of them were brand new to me. But given what they had, I thought they did a very good job and did a pretty good service to retaining the history of the characters and, you know, the Rangers and everything like that. I thought it was really good. So I would give them a solid grade.
What grade would you give Elizabeth Banks? It's funny when they announced the movie and announced who was playing, and they said Elizabeth Banks was going to play Rita Repulsa. I was like, oh no, that's a horrible move. And then I saw the first promotional picture of her in her getup, and I was like, oh my God, that's perfect. How did Elizabeth Banks do for you?
Acting wise, excellent. When I first saw her in the outfit, I got very upset. My 7-8-year-old me was hot because she didn't look like Rita Repulsa from the television show. So I immediately was going to dismiss. I'm like, no, this isn't even happening. But I remembered why she looks the way she does, and it's because in the original story, in the Japanese version, she was the original Green Ranger. Therefore, and in the American television show, she creates the evil Green Ranger. So it only makes sense that she would wear an outfit in all green and have some gold in it. It only made sense. And I thought, just from an acting standpoint, she did the role very well for a new generation. Not what we grew up with, but with a newer generation of fans. I thought she did a great job.
All right, Kyle, I was wondering if you could do me a favor. Can we throw in a spoiler? Can you tell me, I can't remember the name of the guy, okay? But in the TV show, you got Rita Repulsa, but then there's like this henchman kind of guy. He's like in gold. He looks like a dog, or who's that guy? And was he in the movie?
Yeah, that's Goldar. He's her number one. In the original TV show, that's the very first major monster that they fight. Of course, they don't ever actually defeat him and destroy him, but yeah, that's her number one. I thought he looked weird in this movie.
So he was in the movie then?
Yeah, he's in the movie. I just thought he looked a little weird.
Okay.
But yeah, he's in it, and he was always her number one. And then in the TV show, the villain who usurped her, Lord Zed, he sold out and became his number one too. So he's a running constant in the Power Rangers movie and the franchise.
All right, Kyle, a couple more questions for you before we take break. If you are a fan of the original Power Rangers TV show, are you going to enjoy this movie?
I think you will. Now, I will compare this to a previous review we did of the first TMNT rebooted movie. Obviously, I think a little higher of Power Rangers than I did TMNT, but you got to wash away everything you remembered about it and just be fair by this movie. And I think you will. You don't even have to be a fan of Power Rangers, but if you are, I think you'll enjoy this movie. Visually, it's spectacular. It looks the way that it should have in a motion picture setting. Unlike the first movie, where basically you were given a 90-minute version of a 30-minute episode of Power Rangers. You had the cheesy action and all the cheesy, very outdated CGI and things of that nature. But this movie looks the part. It's a little bit darker and has a little bit more of a serious tone to it. So I think fans of the franchise will really enjoy it if you haven't got the chance to see it yet.
So if they decide to make more of these movies, are you in?
I don't believe I'd be okay with that, just because there's 89 million different variants of Power Rangers that have happened throughout the years. If you just left it at that, then it's fine. Mainly because when they did a second movie back in, I want to say 97 is when Turbo came out, it's because the follow-up series had enough success and momentum to warrant doing another movie. So they did 3 extra series after Mighty Morphin ended, just in the 90s alone. So, and one of them still had enough legs. I wouldn't be opposed to it, but I just don't think it's necessary.
Very good. The movie's called Power Rangers, and you can find it on DVD or any digital service where you get movies. Kyle, thanks for being on the show. Thank you for actually dropping some knowledge on the Power Rangers, man. You threw some stuff out there that I had no idea, man.
Hey, thank you. Truth be told, I actually got that from one of my best friends because I didn't know it, and one of my close friend of mine who works in Poplar Bluff is the world's biggest Power Ranger freak, so I have to give credit where it's due.
Sounds good. That's Kyle. The movie's The Power Rangers. We'll be back with a review of the new film Thor Ragnarok. It's coming your way next right here on the Screen Team.